close to him and using your laser. The thing, using the laser right in front of him, you'll be able to destroy a lot of his projectiles, as well as make sure that you're actually protected and get some extra health as well, doing a ton of damage to him. It won't take long to destroy him, and you've completed this corridor. With Corridor 4 out of the way, it's now time to go back to the Corridor 14. On the way, we're going to stop by and fight this mini-boss. And this mini-boss is a pain because of how he jumps and tries to get really close to you, just like the one we saw before. Using the sword weapon will probably be your best bet in order to do a lot of damage to him, so you can actually defeat him before he ends up destroying you. Once he's done, grab the upgrade to our gun, and then start heading back. Once you're back, head inside and go through Corridor 14. Corridor 14 is actually easier than the one we had just gone through, so if you had no trouble there, you shouldn't have too much trouble with this one. There's lots of projectiles again, just like the previous one, so using your sword weapon is going to greatly increase your chance of actually being able to survive. The boss of this area is actually really easy with the sword weapon. Once he appears, he opens up, get up close to him, and start immediately attacking the red center part in the top area. You will get hurt by the laser, but as long as you have enough health, you should have plenty of health to survive this onslaught. However, once he breaks apart, he starts firing the laser a lot quicker, so it's a lot harder to dodge it. So, move to the left and right slowly as it moves around as well, and you should have no problem delivering the final couple hits that you need in order to destroy it and complete the corridor. With those completed, it's time to head back to the main portion of the space station and head off into another area. Once we're back in the main space station, we're going to actually start heading over to the right, just a little ways in order to get into this entrance to get to the next set of corridors. We start off by going through a save room, entering in the upper teleport, and going through another small area to get there. As you can see, this area is different, so the enemies are a little bit different and faster than we've seen, and of course the background's different. Along the way, you want to stop by here in order to fight this mini-boss. Use your sword weapon, and you should have no problem destroying it in only a couple of seconds. Grab the item it drops, and then head over one more screen to the right in order to actually make it to the next scrolling shooter area. Inside here is Corridor 15, which we will stop by first. Corridor 15 is a little bit different looking than the ones we've seen before, and it actually has a pretty cool background. We start off with these crystals that appear and start flying in your direction. They're a little bit tricky to dodge, but overall they shouldn't be able to do too much damage to you. You should be able to avoid most of them. You then have some falling pieces of debris, which are easily taken care of, and then some small spaceships start dropping by and dropping lots of laser shots. These are best in order to avoid them altogether, or destroy them before you start getting hit by the lasers. You'll have some more of those crystal-like enemies that start flying in your direction, this time a lot faster and a lot more than the first time, but overall, to start moving in a circular pattern to be able to avoid most of them. These erupting craters that throw tons of little green crystals in your direction are extremely annoying, and it's best to destroy them before they're able to even erupt. But since that's really tricky, just get in close and destroy them fast as possible, and then try to do your best to move in a direction so that you can avoid the crystals. The boss for this area is the exact same one that we just dealt with in the previous corridor, so we're going to use the same strategy against this one. We end up getting a red lander for destroying that one, which completely replenishes our health, thankfully for me, since I had lost so much health during that previous boss battle. In this corridor, we start heading up, and actually deal with a mini-boss before going to the next corridor. This boss moves pretty quickly around you. However, using your sword weapon, you should be able to destroy it before it's actually able to destroy you, as long as you don't stay still and end up getting hit by it a ton. It is really fast and deals a lot of damage, so you're going to have to be careful, but overall difficulty isn't too much. Grab the item, then go over to the right and enter the next teleport in order to get to the next new area. This area contains corridor number 5, which you actually have to destroy the upper wall with a couple of shots in order to actually enter the corridor. These blue rock enemies are pretty annoying. However, they're really easy to destroy with your sword weapon. So what I'd usually like to do is, once they start appearing, move in a circular direction to get a whole bunch of them clumped together and take them out with only 1 or 2 shots of the laser. It can get pretty hectic with all the blue rocks and falling debris. That's where our sword weapon definitely comes in handy, as you'll be able to destroy a lot of them as they're coming right towards you. The boss for this area is a very large squid-like enemy that bounces around and fires missiles at you. Use your sword weapon as well as your regular fire to hang around and float up towards it, as well as immediately back up away from it as it's coming towards you. It shouldn't take too long and it won't be too hard in order to actually get past this one.